Chapter 386. As they looked at Alex, they realized that there was thunder and lightning surrounding him, as though a dragon was descending into the world. Albert yelled out in panic, "Dad! What the hell is that? Hurry up and shoot him now! Hurry up!" Henry trembled in fright, and he could feel his legs going soft immediately. After that, he blurted out, I cannot move my hand at all." It seems as though Alex had just summoned thunder and lightning from the sky. Albert panicked at this time and he said, "No one would be able to summon thunder and lightning in this world. I think he's just putting on an act because he is afraid that we'll shoot him to death." Alex sneered before he said, "Albert, if you really do not believe that I am a God-sent dragon on Earth, then I will let you witness it for yourself." After that, Alex looked at Henry before he said in a cold manner, "Henry Warner, don't forget that your son was the one who sent you to your death today." After that, Alex raised his hand towards Henry before he yelled, "Thunder, come!" After hearing a loud bang, there was a ray of light around Henry, and these strong rays of light blinded Albert for a moment. When the light finally dissipated, Henry, who had been alive just a few seconds ago, was already dead. He was lying on the ground and his body was completely burned even though he was still holding the pistol in his hand. However, there was no trace of life in him at all. Albert was dumbfounded when he saw what happened to his father. Damn it! How did he become like this? He was still standing in front of him just a few seconds ago, and now it seemed as though his father had been killed by the thunder and lightning summoned by Alex. He was a living person. How could Alex possibly summon thunder and lightning to strike him? Albert was trembling uncontrollably at this time and he was really frightened. He could not comprehend or understand what was happening at all. Was Alex really a dragon sent from the heavens? But wasn't their society always anti-feudal superstition? If people believed in science, then how could there possibly be a dragon in this world? However, his father had already turned into coal in front of him. His body was completely burnt and it was as dark as charcoal. He had witnessed this with his own eyes. When Alex saw the frightened expression on Albert's face, he sneered. "Albert, do you believe me now?" Albert's eyes widened as he stared at Alex as though he had just seen a ghost. His legs suddenly went weak and he knelt down in front of Alex as he broke out in cold sweat. It wasn't until this very moment that he suddenly realized why all the wealthy or powerful men such as Don Stephen, Hazel White, and Matthew Lane, who were all reputable and important people in Oris Hill, actually had so much respect for Alex. If Alex was really an immortal who could summon thunder and lightning just by raising his hand, then how could he possibly not be afraid of him? Alex's powers were supreme. He could not afford to offend someone like Alex. Albert felt very desperate at this time. He quickly crawled towards Alex. After that, he kneeled before Alex as he apologized continuously, "Alex, Mr. Anderson, please. I know I was wrong. I will apologize to you now. I'm sorry for everything that I've done. I didn't touch Emma at all. Please just let me go. Please spare my life." Alex looked at Albert and he sneered before he stretched his hand towards his legs and said, "Thunder, come." Boom! At this time, lightning suddenly struck Albert's legs. Albert was so frightened at this time and he could only feel that his legs had already gone completely numb, as though he had lost consciousness. He looked down at his legs and he realized that his legs had already turned into coal. Albert could not believe his own eyes. Therefore, he tried to touch his legs with his hands. Even though his legs looked like two pieces of coal that had already been burned into ashes, and even though they seemed to retain their original shape, as soon as Albert touched his legs, it immediately turned into ash.